Gentlemen, listen up. There's a game being played, and if you're not aware of it, you're the one getting played. The worst part? You won't even see it happening because the words she tells you will sound so sweet, so reassuring that you'll believe every single one. But words are cheap, and today I'm here to expose the 6 lies that keep men trapped in a cycle of giving, hoping, and waiting for something real, when all they're getting is used. There's a phrase that can disarm even the strongest man, a set of words that, when spoken just right, make you feel like you've won some invisible prize. You're not like other guys. It sounds good, doesn't it? It plays to your ego, makes you feel chosen, special, set apart from the rest. You start believing that you've earned something exclusive, that she sees something in you that no one else has. But let me tell you something. This phrase isn't always a compliment. In the wrong hands, it's a tool, a trick, a carefully crafted line designed to keep you in the game, chasing validation that will never come. Because here's the hard truth. If you were truly different, if you really were the man she claims you are, why are you still fighting for her attention? Why do you feel like you're always proving yourself, always trying to maintain this imaginary position she's placed you in? Because that's the game. She lifts you up just enough to keep you around, but not enough to actually commit to you. See, when a woman is using you, she doesn't want you to think you're like all the others. Because the moment you realize you are, you might start questioning your place in her life. And the last thing she wants is for you to question anything. She needs you to stay exactly where you are, invested, working hard, giving everything, while she gives just enough to make you believe you're winning. She tells you you're not like other men, while still treating you like every other man she's manipulated before. She plays on your desire to stand out, to be unique, to be the exception to the rule. And you buy into it because it feels good to be chosen. But let me tell you something. Real connection, real love, doesn't need to manipulate you into staying. A woman who truly values you doesn't have to remind you that you're different. She shows you with her actions. Now let's look at what happens when you start to slip. Maybe you push back a little, maybe you ask for more, maybe you start noticing the gaps in her words and actions. Suddenly, that magic phrase, "You're not like the others," disappears. Now she's saying things like, "You're being needy," or "I didn't think you were like this," or "You're changing." And that's when it hits you. You were only different as long as you played by her rules. As long as you were willing to give without asking for much in return. As long as you kept proving yourself without ever questioning if she was proving herself to you. The moment you step out of that role, the moment you demand something real, you're no longer that special guy, because to her, you never really were. This is where men get stuck. They keep chasing that validation, trying to get back to that place where they were the exception. But that place never really existed. It was just an illusion, a tactic to keep them hooked. So how do you break free? How do you know if a woman truly values you and isn't just feeding you the same sweet lies? It's simple. Stop listening to words and start watching actions. If she tells you you're different, does she treat you differently? Does she respect your time, your effort, your boundaries? Does she show up for you the way you show up for her? If the answer is no, then it's time to walk away. The truth is, you don't need to be the exception to someone's rule. You don't need to prove your worth to someone who only values you when it benefits them. The right woman won't need to convince you that you're different. She'll just love you for who you are. Without games, without manipulation, without empty words. So stop chasing illusions. Stop falling for words that don't mean anything. Demand more, expect more, and never settle for being special only when it's convenient for someone else. There's a pattern that keeps good men trapped in relationships where they give everything and get nothing in return. It's subtle, wrapped in sweet words and emotional manipulation, and if you don't recognize it, you'll spend years believing you're building something real when, in reality, you're just being used. One of the most dangerous traps is when she convinces you that you're different from every other man. It sounds like a compliment, like she sees something special in you. She tells you you're not like the rest. She makes you believe that while other guys failed, you're the one who gets her. You're the one she's willing to open up to, the one she trusts, the one who finally understands her. And because you believe that, but here's the truth. If you were really different, if you truly mattered to her the way she says, then why do you still feel like you're chasing her? Why does she still keep you at a distance, giving just enough attention to keep you hooked, but never enough to make you feel secure? Because the game isn't about valuing you. It's about keeping you invested. A woman who is using you needs you to think you're special, but only within the limits she sets. The moment you start questioning things, the moment you ask for more than breadcrumbs, suddenly you're no longer that special guy. She starts pulling away, making you feel like you're the one who changed. And that's where the real manipulation begins. You'll try harder, you'll be more patient, you'll tolerate more excuses because you're still holding on to that early promise that you were different. But in reality, you were only different as long as it served her needs. And that leads to the next lie. The constant excuses for why she can't give you the same love and energy you give her. I'm just going through a lot right now. It's bad timing. I need to heal before I can fully commit. On the surface, these sound like valid reasons. After all, everyone has struggles and relationships require patience. But watch closely, because while she's telling you she's too overwhelmed to invest in you, she still somehow has the energy to invest in other things. She makes time for the things that matter to her, her friends, her career, her social life. But when it comes to you, there's always an excuse. She keeps you on standby, waiting for the day when she's ready, while still benefiting from your time, your effort, and your emotional support. And this is where so many men get trapped. You tell yourself that if you just wait a little longer, if you just give her more understanding, eventually she'll realize your worth. But she already knows your worth. That's why she's keeping you around. The real issue isn't that she's too busy or too hurt to love you. It's that she doesn't want to, not in the way you deserve. If someone truly values you, you won't have to fight for their time. You won't have to be patient while they prioritize everything else over you. Love isn't about waiting in the background while someone figures out if you're worth it. Real love is clear, intentional, and mutual. So what do? You stop making excuses for her. You stop believing words that aren't backed by action. And most importantly, you stop settling for a one-sided relationship where you give everything and get nothing in return. Because the moment you stop accepting these lies, the moment you walk away from being an option, is the moment you open yourself up to someone who will love you without games, without manipulation, and without hesitation. There's a game being played, and if you don't recognize it, you're the one getting played. It starts with words, sweet, carefully chosen words that make you feel special, important, different. She tells you, you're not like the others. She makes you believe you're the exception, the man she's been waiting for. And at first it feels good. You feel chosen, like you've unlocked a level no one else has. But the moment you stop proving yourself, the moment you start asking for more, that special treatment disappears. Because the truth is, you were never different. You were just useful. A woman who is using you will keep you on the hook by making you feel like you're winning. She'll tell you she trusts you more than anyone, that she's never felt this way before. But notice something. Despite all these words, nothing actually changes. She keeps you at a distance, giving just enough to keep you invested, but never enough to make you feel secure. And if you ever question it, she'll shift the blame. Why are you being like this? I thought you were different. Now, instead of seeing the truth, you start wondering if you're the problem. You double down, trying to prove that you are, in fact, the man she says you are. And that's exactly what she wants. At the same time, there's always a reason she can't fully commit. I'm just going through a lot right now. I need to figure things out. I'm not in the right place for a relationship. On the surface, these sound reasonable. After all, life is complicated. But watch closely. She still makes time for everything else, her friends, her social life, her career. Yet, when it comes to you, there's always an excuse. She keeps you waiting, telling you that one day when things are better, she'll be ready. And you believe it. You wait. You stay patient, thinking your loyalty will eventually be rewarded. But the truth? She's not waiting for the right time. She's keeping you around for when she needs you. And if you ever start pulling away, she knows exactly how to pull you back in. This is where the next lie comes in. The one that keeps men trapped the longest. I love you. Those 3 words hold power. They make you question everything. You think, if she loves me, then it's real. I just need to be patient. I just need to understand her more. But love is not words. Love is not something that only appears when she needs something from you. Love is action, consistency, effort. If someone truly loves you, you won't have to chase them. You won't have to wonder if they care. You won't have to be the only one making sacrifices. When a woman is using you, Love is just another tool to keep you in place. She says it when she feels you slipping away. She says it when she needs something from you. She says it when she knows you're questioning things. But in between those moments, what does she show you? Does she prioritize you? Does she respect you? Does she give as much as she takes? If the answer is no, then the words mean nothing. This is how men get trapped. They hold on to promises that never turn into reality. They excuse inconsistency. They wait, believing that if they just give more, if they just stay patient, eventually things will change. But they don't. Because a woman who values you won't need to keep you waiting. She won't need to manipulate you into staying. She will show you every day that she cares through her actions, not just her words. So what's the solution? Stop chasing illusions. Stop accepting excuses. Stop believing in words that aren't backed by action. If she truly wants you, you won't have to wonder. And if you have to wonder, then it's time to walk away. Because the moment you stop tolerating less is the moment you start attracting more. There's a dangerous cycle that keeps men trapped in relationships where they give endlessly and receive almost nothing in return. It doesn't start with rejection. It starts with reassurance. It starts with sweet words, carefully chosen phrases that make you believe you're different, that you matter in a way no one else does. She tells you, you're not like the others. And that's all it takes. Now you feel special. Now you feel chosen. And because you believe you've earned this exclusive position in her life, you start working even harder to keep it. But here's what you don't see. This is not a reward. This is a tactic. She says you're different, but does she treat you that way? Does she prioritize you? Or does she keep you in a state of constantly proving yourself, making sure you never stop trying? That's the trick. She gives you just enough to keep you chasing, but never enough to let you feel secure. And when you start noticing the gaps, when you start asking for more, that's when the excuses come. I'm just going through a lot right now. I need time to figure things out. It's not you. It's just bad timing. These words sound logical, even understandable, but the reality is simple. People make time for what they value. Look at where she puts her energy, her career, her social life, her personal interests. All of these things move forward while you stay on pause. She's not too busy. She's just too busy for you. But instead of walking away, you wait. You believe that if you're patient, if you're supportive, eventually she'll see your worth. But she already does. That's why she's keeping you around without ever fully choosing you. And when she senses you're getting tired, when she feels you pulling back, she knows exactly what to say to keep you in place. That's when she looks at you with those eyes and tells you, I love you. 3 little words that hold so much power. And suddenly everything resets. Now you're thinking, if she loves me, then this must be real. I just need to be patient. I just need to understand her more. But love isn't a word. It's a choice, an action, a commitment. And if those words only come when she needs something, when she feels you slipping away, then they don't mean anything at all. But the most dangerous part, you don't even see the imbalance, because every time you start questioning things, she pulls you back in with the same old words. Maybe it's, I see a future with you. Maybe it's, you're everything I've ever wanted. Maybe it's, no one has ever treated me this well. And every time you hear it, you believe it. You convince yourself that if she's saying these things, she must mean them. But watch what happens when you stop giving. Watch what happens when you stop being available. Stop bending over backwards. Stop prioritizing her over yourself. Does she fight for you? Or does she move on to the next man willing to play the game? Because here's the truth. A woman who truly wants you doesn't leave you questioning. She doesn't make you feel like you have to prove your worth. She doesn't need to manipulate you with sweet lies to keep you in place. She chooses you. So what do? You wake up. You stop making excuses. You stop accepting words that aren't backed by action. And most importantly, you stop waiting. Because the moment you stop tolerating less is the moment you make space for something real. The truth is, love isn't built on words. It's built on action, effort, and mutual respect. A woman who truly values you won't keep you chasing, won't leave you wondering, won't play games with your emotions. She won't need to convince you that you're different. She'll show you through the way she treats you, through her consistency, through her willingness to meet you halfway. But if you find yourself in a cycle of empty promises, If you're constantly proving yourself while she offers nothing in return, then it's time to face reality. You were never the exception. You were just convenient. And the moment you stop playing the game, the moment you step back and demand more, you'll see the truth for what it is. So don't settle for someone who only values you when it benefits them. Don't waste your time waiting for a woman who keeps you on standby while she explores other options. Walk away. Choose yourself. Because when you do, you open the door for something real. Something that doesn't require you to beg, chase, or prove your worth. The right woman won't need to be convinced to love you. She'll just love you. And that's the only kind of love worth having. Thank you.